Here we're working on a 2013 Chevy Equinox with a 2.4 liter Ecotec engine. It has a P0191 check engine code. This video is going to be about taking off the intake manifold. First thing, I'm loosening the two hose clamps on the air intake, one right there, and then one down here on the throttle body. There it is. Also, we're going to remove this hose right there, and then the air intake will come off. Next, remove this cover by taking the oil cap off first and pop this cover off. And we'll pop the oil cap back on there. Now there's three wire harnesses we got to undo. We got to remove this one, and this one down here on the throttle body. Little red locking tab here you got to pull back before you unplug this. And this guy you just push down. That guy has a little red locking tab as well. We're going to undo those three. This style with the red tab pulled back, then you push down on that black part, and you kind of got to move it back and forth a little bit, and then it'll pop off. And I've noticed we got a broken hose here. We're going to have to repair that as well. We're going to undo this hose as well. This little tab slides up, and this little hose will come off. And remove that 10mm bolt holding that wire harness. And under the throttle body, right down here, there's another little hose with a spring clamp on it. Got to pinch that clamp, pull it back, and slide that hose off. And a little connector on this hose I'm gonna remove to make getting that hose off a little bit easier. Now on the oil dipstick bracket, little 10mm bolt there has to come out. Now we should be able to get this insulating cover off. Now it looks like I'm gonna have to remove this fuel line as well. But before I remove any manifold bolts or anything else, I don't want any debris to fall down in the throttle or intake. So I'm gonna use a little compressed air, clean this off. On the fuel line here, there's a little Schrader valve here. We're gonna open this up, and a little valve there right in the middle we're gonna push, but I'm gonna put a little towel over it to catch any gas that comes out. Now we can remove the fuel line. We're gonna push this out of the way. And then we're gonna use a little tool here. On the inside of this, there's little teeth, so we gotta push this in there, release those teeth, then quite often it helps to go forward a little bit and then pull back and the hose will slide off. Trying to do this one-handed while filming is not easy. Okay, now down in there, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 manifold bolts that have to come off. And they are all 13mm except that guy tucked down on there. That first one there's a 10. And this bracket over the fuel pump has to come off. There's a couple other 10mm bolts on the back side, and we got to pull the wire looms off here. And for manifold bolts, this little guy that's hiding down under this hose here, had to use a little swivel socket to get to it. And with that, we should be able to wiggle the intake out of here. It's just a little too tight. I really thought we'd be able to get it out without removing the throttle body, but it's just 4 10mm bolts. We'll get the throttle body out of the way. That'll give us more room to pull it off. All right, let's try again with that throttle body out of the way. So now I've stuffed some rags on the intakes there just to make sure I don't get debris down there or drop anything down in there. And then on the intake manifold, so where the throttle body mounts, there's a little gasket there. And then where it mounts, oh gosh, I gotta pick those bolts up before I lose them. Part of my habit is to put bolts back where they go so I don't lose track, but don't drop them in the grass. And on the back side here, the intake manifold, you're gonna wanna replace these gaskets as well before you reassemble things. And of course, clean up the gasket surfaces real well. So I'll be sure to include Amazon links in the video description below where you can get new gaskets for that throttle body and the intake manifold. You're gonna wanna replace those before you reassemble things. So this is actually just how to remove the intake manifold. Part 2, I'm going after this code P0191, which is the fuel rail pressure sensor. That'll be in the next video following this. It'll be linked in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.